Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be my showcase on Xavier Woods' New Days world. So starting off, he's a focused acrobat modern era. He has the New Day link, any color gems do 50% more. Modern era gems do 5% more damage. The stock New Days world gear. He's a trainer. One of the niche ones, black MP, 2 purple gems, 50%. Of course, when they're needed, they're amazing. The rest of the time, they're whatever. So there's that. And so I do not have this moment I'm showing equipped. The moment is available. It's in the armory milestones like they tend to do with these. So that's where it's at. It does have 50% more gem damage. Black gems do 50% more. All color moves that deal damage, 75% more. Multiply gems 3 and 50% more health. Almost all of those tick boxes for woods. Plus Yeet J says, what's up? For sure. Right? That's a lot of moments for Yeet J. Big Jim is kind of interested in it too a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Anyway, I don't have it, but I'm just putting it there so you guys know. So let's remove that and let's get to cooking with woods. First moveset's going to be a move damage moveset, triple green. We got takedown 2s. We got the chic plate. We got the stuff. We have the stuff because it's interesting. It's a little bit short of where I would want it to be. So we'll try and check what it would be like also with the moment. I'll take an MP trainer off and add some move damage. So Discus Forearm, 4 MP, increase your green moves damage by 100% for 3 turns. Notice the 3 turns. Shining Wizard, 4 MP, deal 200k damage and increase your green MP by 3. Green MP by 3. Then deal 200k damage and decrease the damage of all your opponent's gems by 100% for 2 turns. This includes blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, it's 1 turn. So 1 turn of decreased gem damage on the first swipe, and then the other 2 are max. Don't like that at all. Honor Roll Finisher, 10 MP, deal 2.75 million damage and gain 5 green MP. Of course, if you add 5 green MP and you add 3 green MP, you get 8 green MP, and you get 1 for your turn, which is 9 green MP, leaving you 1 short of recycling. So you will hit this. If they kick out, then you're going to get hit in the face and not be able to go on your turn other than a swipe, and then they will go again, and then you will go and get to do it. So not ideal if you don't finish them, so you want there to be 0 doubt that you're going to finish them. That's why I'm putting these caveats out there. Also, spoiler why this build set is first. Anyway, so here we go, right? That's what we got. We got Bailey, 100% in green. That's what we need to be loaded. We got Gooker for 75. We're getting all this stuff to see how hard he can hit, and then green finishers do 50% more damage. Does his green moveset do enough? Rock doesn't have a lot of health at 47 million. So we're doing 3 million. All right, that's a decent chunk to start. And then we're doing 2.7 twice, so that's 5 million. So we're doing 8 million total. And we're following it up with only 45.3. So that's a total of 53.3. And if you watch here, the 100% will be on the first swipe. There. Oh, they don't show. Because we zeroed him. Anyway. I'll maybe fight someone with more health later, so you guys... doesn't really matter. It is what it is. Take my word for it. It only lasts for 1 swipe. I did play against someone with more health, but worse move medals. So anyway, long story short, most of the time, that's not really dependable. What about with the moment? Let's see. Well, just since we have 99 MP, let's see if we can find somebody with 75% green move damage. You're 150, you're 150. 50 might come back to 50. Ah, perfect, 70%. So this would basically be what he would hit with the moment. I'm apparently a bot. Trouble with that CAPTCHA. It's 2.5 million. And then 6 million, so 8.5. Okay. And then 49, so 57.7. not really where you want to be these days, when then you're left in the kind of, then you're gonna get hit, right? Like I don't like, I love me some move damage, but this one isn't it for me, right? I just don't see it working personally. But that's just my opinion. Maybe we'll get something else I don't know about. Maybe he'll get another move damage at some point. I don't love it. Anyway, next up, we have a sub build, and honestly, guys, the sub build is really weird on him. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but I'll show it anyway. You're just better off using other moves, I think. So you could theoretically go triple blue, but then you wouldn't recycle it all, and I don't feel like the damage is there to justify that, when you could run something else. So I'll just kind of show you. I'll put this move in, right? So triple blue, you'd have to use all of your MP trainers, duels, and all that. You don't want to do that anyway. So we'll start with the Springboard Bulldog. 500k damage, swap a 3x4 random area into blue gems. Pin bar does not move. It's also the reversal, Pyro reversal. You steal 40 million health if they use Pyros, so that's a big one, and then their turn. So pretty nasty against Pyros. I don't know why they like doing this with acrobats, making the pin bar not move, and movesets that kind of take a little bit longer. Macho, Jacob, and now Woods come to mind. They're all good ones, but sleeper submission hold, 7 MP, generate 44 random sub gems, 600k, 2 turns, remaining turn into multiply gems of strength 6. Okay, it's whatever. Lost in the Woods, destroy the top row. Not important here at all. We'll use that later. Then deal 2 million damage and choose a 7x4 area to swap into purple gems, right? So we're going to lose some stuff with the subby sub. And then, yeah, that's what we got. So let's do a little bit friendlier trainer setup for the subset. Lex is 2 purple, so that gets our purple loaded. And we got blue multiply and purple multiply damage and 60% and 60%. So, yeah, strap we should probably change as well. Go with the gem damage strap, right? Yeah. Of course, you could use the subplates with it, all heart, acolyte, and maybe that's, some people want to do that, but there's better stuff for this coming. Now, also keep in mind, the moment for this particular build would be adding, let me move that to the top here, would be adding 3 multiply gem strength, as well as 50% strength. So not terrible, right? Right? So the moment is effective essentially in all of his builds. So if you're a big Woods guy and you're wanting to run Woods and make him your acrobat, the moment is going to be something you're going to want to watch out for. So this loads the other stuff. It's a random area, which is great because it doesn't take longer. You don't have to place it. It doesn't move the pin bar. Then that loads the sub, so we can hit the sub and let the sub do sub things. And we kept most of them. And we got a good chunk at the bottom middle area, so we can get, a decent amount of the multiply gems. There's the top row being destroyed randomly, which is not random later. And we'll just go ahead and hit this and see what we do. Alright, so 36 million damage. You're going to see why I don't particularly care for the sub build. But it is what it is. Maybe before you get big trainers, big strap, you want that because then you can drain them a little bit too. So I guess there's that, right? So instead of that, let's just run it this way. Much better, in my opinion. We'll keep the same trainers. We'll swap in 1 move. This is the Snowfall move. Of course, Snowfall move. Everyone is thinking you can use Snowfall plate. Yes, you can. Springboard Tornado DDT, 8 MP, blue, 500k damage. Make the top row into Snowfall gems and modify all gems below it into multiply gems of strength 6. Also hardcore. If it's a showboat, increase your purple gem damage by 50%. Slight boost to showboat with the purple gem damage. I mean, it's multiplied, so it ends up being more than slight, but yeah. So this is, obviously you get all of the multiply gems, and you don't have the sub, so you can turn 1, so same trainers, right? And you don't have to place anything, which is great, because it just goes on the top row automatically, and then you just destroy the top row. And then you choose your area, which I'm not super crazy about since we have like Jacob again and Macho, but let's see where this goes eventually. So that's 54 reduced to 46. We got some Cascade as well. Not bad. Obviously you can use better trainers, so I mean if you have them, You could use Sherry and Santa in between. Let me go in between first. I'm trying to limit how many graphics I make for this. So let's slightly walk the ladder and we'll go Sherry and Santa first, and then we'll go Leo and Mherex. We'll go full whale at the end. We'll also put plates on and come back to this, right? Both of these move sets as well, and then here we'll go Santa. So here you go. So here's the in-between. Like I said, very similar to Jacob and Macho Man, this gameplay. Jacob's a little choosier. Jacob's got crazy gear moments and stuff. So we'll see if Woods gets there. I do keep in mind again, +3 multiplies with his moment, so not nothing. And we're up to 10 here, so a bit juicier, right? For Sherry. So now it's 54 million. All right, it's okay. We're not going crazy. So, oh, wrong one. Yeah, this one. We will go. When possible, NOD Rock and Leo is a great setup. It keeps your MP, your Hogan, Santa Hogan available other places. So yeah, this is generally my preference with any multiply user, if you can avoid using Santa, and you have Leo, which are some caveats there for sure, right? This will do similar damage though to Sherry. It's in Santa, it's very similar, especially because this account has a Super Santa. It's very, very close actually. So it's really a preference thing. Got 11 time, guys. We're gonna get 3 extras. There we go. So 54, like I said, basically the same, right? Can't really tell much difference. So, how about we plate that, right? So you could use Bubba's glasses, add 50%, and whatever, not a huge amount, right? So then you're like, okay, you could use, the multiply plate shouldn't work because of the way the snowfalls are, right? The ministry plate. So you're looking at the snowfall plates, right? So let's go and see what the purple, of course, rainbow's 500%. Rainbow should hit very hard. We'll do purple first. That's the Leech one. Here's purple. 300%. So let's see how much 300% adds to that. 54 mil, was it? And I'll just run, because Sherry's basically the same. You guys can basically flip a coin on it. I'll just run this and then the lower set, to save a little bit of time. Gameplay loop's pretty good though. Pretty solid, right? Tornado DDT. I've always liked that move, honestly. Really like the Tornado DDT. Especially like it when Dom does it, currently. Oh, let's go here. So you can see it goes way, way up, right? Way up. We hit 106 million with without the other one, right? Let's see what we do with the more friendly trainers, right? So it gets way more interesting with the snowfall plate. Then he starts to hit and starts being in the conversation, right? And that's without the wild card one. And Male Acrobat is a class a lot of people don't particularly love, myself included. So it's going to take some stuff. Actually, I think I have this loadout saved. What am I doing? But he should be usable, and there's another interesting set coming up, actually, which I kind of rather like a lot. In TBH. go. And there's okay. Much smaller multiply gems this way, obviously. But still 63 mil, right? So if you got a purple Snowfall and you don't have crazy stuff, I mean, you can still get a decent hit in, but it's obviously not the same, right? So now let's put the rainbow one and get another 200%. And then we'll go to the last build set, which I think is probably my favorite. Although I didn't play these with the Snowfall plates on, so this is my first chance to get to see the Snowfall damage. Woods definitely feels like he's going to want plates so far, but we haven't played the last build yet. Eh. Apparently it's not so easy to play Mherex, so you can't click the right button. So now we're adding 500% when we make that Snowfall. Yeah, that looks good. 81 mil. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Acro has a lot of guys that kind of play similar-ish, similar damage, similar speed. It's not my favorite class, to be honest. But this is definitely usable. Of course, with a rainbow Snowfall, I'm assuming you could share that plate if you're a triple blue Tiffany enjoyer, right? You could share the strap there. You could switch it around with like Ray Phoenix, right? Ray, I think, does about 100 mil without a ton of nonsense. This would fall into without a ton of nonsense category. 3 moves both, if I recall correctly. Nice cascade there too. I mean, 151 mil. That's now we're starting to talk, right? That's getting closer to where Jacob hits in that range, right? But very similar gameplay loop. Jacob's plates are easier, but you need more stuff in the gear in the moment. And this is also without the moment. Keep in mind the moment's gonna add 3. So with moment and the rainbow, you're probably gonna push. Let me go back in here and do some math for you real quick. Right, because I didn't think about that. Because the moments adds 3, and then it adds 50% gem damage too, which is a nice little chunk. He gets a lot more interesting as you add stuff, which is kind of typical these days. He feels faster than Jacob to me, but I haven't played Jacob a ton lately. A little bit, but not a ton. No, we're not going to be able to see because it destroys it all in one move. Let me slow this down. Maybe I'll be able to tell how big the multiply... oh no, we will. Because, no, we gotta choose. And speed it up. And then slow it down. I wish I could just click on... and see. See if we can see how much the purple multiply is. 4.316 million, I think that was. So if it's 4.3 million, we'll just go 43 million. That's 11 multiplied divided by 11. Now we times it by 3. Should get 1.1 million on each multiply. And we're destroying 28 of them. So another like 30 million plus the 50%. So yeah, probably close to 200 mil with the moment, I would say, ish, in this particular setup, right? The other one should, still do decent as well. This one. And the Sherry Santa does basically about the same. All right, let's move on. Leech set. Man, they've been doing way better with leeches of late. I love leech moves, so let's see what we get with the Ensagiri. And that's all the moves, right? I used all the moves? I did. Hey, look at me go. So it's a 5 MP, 500k damage, and make the bottom 4 rows into leech gems of strength 2 million. So that's 28 leech gems, 2 million apiece. By my math, that's 56 million leech damage unblockable. Obviously, it's less if they have higher hype than you. It's more if you have higher hype than them. If you're equal hype, it's unblockable. 56 mil. So straight up 56 mil, and then we just put the purple gems on it, 28 gems. So let's see what that hits for. And there's some big leech trainers, coaches now. We still need 7 MP, which is kind of lame. That's the weird part for an S tier. I'm not really sure why this one is 7 MP, to be honest. This feels like it should be 6, but small complaint. It doesn't end up really super mattering, except then we could use Santa and then put Cena in here instead of Ron for a little bit. Cena's 200%. So you'd really only gain 25% leech, so it's not that big a deal, just FYI. It just seems weird. And I'll run it without EO as well, because I know a lot of people don't have EO. 300% leech gem damage. It doesn't increase the strength, just the gems on it, so it's not as big as it sounds. So yeah, anyway, there's the moveset, trainers, etc. I do like me unblockable. 56 million unblockable right out the gate's a decent chunk. Doesn't create a high bar. Now, you could put like a Royal Rumble plate on, and people will want to. 28 gems, you're probably usually going to cascade the remainder, like almost always, I would say. So you probably could do it. But it, you know, I doubt it'll add a ton, since, like I said, most of the damage is coming from your unblockable. The 56, you can see. And then these 28 gems right in here. Which this way adds, it doesn't show us. That's not useful. Same problem with Austin and leeches. Let me try a couple places to see if we can get it to show the gem damage. That's a bit of a problem. How much does this Austin have? He should have more health. Okay. So we lose 2 million leech damage when that's there, by the way. Not a fan of that. Let's see. It's 56 million. He's still under it, so I don't think it's going to show the pin. Sadly. Oh. Wow. Okay. Ow, you won't see that every day. That was a weird board shuffle. Yeah, we won't see. Taker has a lot of health. Let me try Taker. So let's go. Try Taker. Because it's not, this kind of sucks, because we don't have any plates on yet or anything. Anniversary plate won't do anything for this, by the way. Because you're not breaking the gems around it. So people are going to say Leech Anniversary plate. Nah, won't do anything. You could go Leech Anniversary plate with Royal Rumble and hope it procs. That you could do. Right, so 85 million. Hopefully. Class advantage, though. And no big gems. Hopefully this will show the gem damage this time. Which will be skewed because he doesn't have big metals. But still, better than nothing. Yeah, so 70 million pin minus the 56 unblockable is 14 million gem. So it's probably more like 10 million gem damage is all. So it's not a lot. So like 68 million total without doing extra stuff, right? So it's not a ton, but it is interesting. I like Leech stuff, personally. So I do, and keep in mind that's also healing him for 56 million. So that's not nothing. Now, of course, there's the Leech plates, right? Purple, universal. They're all the same. They all add the, what is it, 200%? Yeah, 200%. So let's just go ahead and throw a 200% Leecher on. See what it does. It's only going to add like, so EO's probably at best adding a million or two as well, guys. It's really not that much. Big cascade. So we got 5 million out of that 200%, but we did have a bigger cascade, so EO probably adds like 4 mil ish, so you'd take 4 mil off without EO. But then also keep in mind, right, this guy doesn't have big metals, so I think you probably have to go, let's go back now. I think you probably, for this, would have to go Anniversary and, like, Royal Rumble. Purple would just make sense. Or blue. To be honest. Blue would be fine as well. It's this primary color, right? So, if we're going to use the Anniversary, you would want to take EO out anyway. And then go to, if you're using the blue, you would use him. And actually, let's just use the blue Royal Rumble. It should be slightly better than the purple. Purple would be Z-Brett, right? So, but, so 28 gems and you need 30. You're going to get a 1 wild card every time. So you only need any kind of cascade. So theoretically, it should usually happen almost always, but there will be those rare instances where it doesn't. So I don't like to rely on it. But as much as I like this build set, I don't think it's going to be the way, to be honest. The multiply just hits too much. This is just slightly too little. And same thing with the move damage for me. But, you know, it is what it is. There you go. This could be interesting. Also, it's a finisher after the leeches, so I don't think you shouldn't have to worry about triggering any kind of reverse other than the MP up. Also, I mean, you could for sure guarantee where you put this, right? You could, now you know we're breaking 30, so you could place it in a different spot, just simply knowing you want to get those multiply gems, right? It's not going to show us the damage, I bet. The same issue. Yeah, of course. Stupid me. So you could probably always guarantee you get it. I'm just thinking about it. Let me go back. Back on the road. We need better options, man. The fact that the gem, the full damage doesn't show up is really frustrating to me, right? We just need a stupid target dummy, whatever you want to call it, where you can just set it up with all the metals, plates, straps, moments, whatever. Like, just dial it in and go ham. That would be amazing. Alright. Anyway, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff you can do with woods, right? So let's just go higher here. Right here. Missed one of the multiplies. And now, because we're doing more damage and it's leeches, it won't show us. So, I mean, I don't know, guys. Maybe 90, 80, 90, maybe, right? Honestly, with the stuff, this is the way, or with Sherry Santa. I mean, when you're talking about getting to like 200 million, it's pretty good. So where does he fit in? I don't. This is hard for me. Like, he does same kind of issue I had with like Ray Phoenix, MP up and gem damage. He's got the 1 MP stuff though, right? Acro just doesn't. Oh, also, I'm big dumb. He's got a hot tag ability. When tagged in the match, deal, let's see, what is that, 15 million damage, and increase your purple gem damage by 50%. Not the best hot tag we've seen. So yeah, but he does have the hot tag. And now let's check out. The male acrobat is probably my least favorite feuding class for males, to be honest. And just none of them feel perfect to me. There's some very good ones. They just don't feel quite perfect. So obviously the 200 mil hits super hard. He's going to be very similar to like Ray. You got Penta who can hit super hard, like with his kind of quirky thing that has the stun though. So I don't have hype for my Penta, so I didn't feud with him last feud. I really want to feud with him and see how it goes, but I've been impressed with that build set so far. I haven't had any issues with it being weird about the board shuffle and stuff. Muda, if you're fine taking a little bit longer, and he just does insane damage, right? So he takes longer. Ray Phoenix can also hit gem buff twice and do longer stuff. At that point, though, I say use Muda. I want to say a Snowfall with the rainbow was not doing, like, can't push what Woods's can with kind of similar interaction. I could be slightly off there. Macho with the moment, I'm assuming is super good. I would love to get the moment on my personal account and feud with Macho with everything I have, see how he is. I think I could maybe 2-click him pretty well. Punk is ridiculous. 3-click, 3 moves with the green, and the gear, right? He's about 160 mil. He's probably, him and Devon are still probably my favorite. Jacob, is Jacob in with everything and Woods with everything are very similar. I feel like they're pretty even. I would still say my favorites are probably Punk, Devon, Macho with everything. This is a guess because I haven't played him with everything. Penta, Phoenix Woods, right? Muda, like anybody. If you're talking a damage build, Muda's just so much easier and hits so much harder. So if you care about damage, the answer is easily Muda. Everything else, it's kind of open, right? That's Acro's just, I'd say Punk with the gear is super nice, or Devon with the Punk's gauntlets, funny enough. So yeah, I mean, I think he's a great addition. I think he's a fine S chase. He's not, to me, he's not as impactful as like Julia was, but that's more because Lady Powerhouse and Julia also though is amazing. But he can do a lot. So let's also talk about all the different stuff he can do. He's got leeches, right? So pretty strong for a leech boss. Well, maybe not. That's maybe a bit much. He can do some purple, like 28, so okay, shield breaker. Green move damage is interesting, but probably not hard enough. And then the Snowfall is kind of really where it's at with the purple sub, not so much. I don't know, guys. I feel like Jacob's better, probably. Because all around, I think Jacob can do more stuff. But I do think he's fine. Just kind of like a side grade sort of thing, if that makes sense. I think that's kind of where I'm at on it. I do like that he can hit hard, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. I think he's good, but not perfect. So yeah, that's where I'll leave it. This is long enough. Let me know what you think in the comments, and remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Also, if you get Woods, how are you gonna run him? Let me know because I'm always curious. And thanks for watching, guys, and good luck out there. Best Woods in the game though, huh? Pretty easily, and he hits really strong. He's very good.